Hello again, everyone. I have been tasked recently with creating some knowledge checks. Now, knowledge checks, just in general, are typically made up of any kind of question that we have. They could be drag and drop, they could be multiple choice. But I am never really happy with the way they're designed. So I thought, hey, let's go ahead and vibe code ourselves a knowledge check. And because for some reason I'm obsessed with the aesthetic that comes with early computers, right? That green screen, the flicker, the sort of fade, all of that kind of stuff. We're going to make it like that. And the topic we're going to do for that is going to be a IT related safety knowledge check that would go into something like that. So I thought, heck, while I'm doing this, I might as well share it with everybody else. And just kind of show the process that I go through inside to make it all happen. All right. So if you guys are ready to go, let's vibe. All right. So first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to hop into Gemini this time, and I'm going to turn on our canvas settings. Canvas settings. All right, so like I said, we're going to be doing some vibe coding here. I'll include all of these prompts for everyone, but I'm just going to paste them in place. So we're vibe coding an interactive knowledge check for a learning experience on IT safety. Now, we want this scenario we want this to be scenario based with several possible options for answering. Learners will read the scenario. There's an image representing the issue, and then we have to pick which type of safety hazard it is and what they would be avoiding. We need to have it take place on a computer because it just makes sense. So we need to see the computer monitor. We need to be able to power it on and then have it come to life with the introduction to the scenario experience. All right. And then we're going to make it 5 different scenarios that we have to choose from. In this case, I probably won't build off 5 out here, but we'll build the first one just so we have sort of a template to get us going. Let's see what Gemini comes up with for us here. It's also official. Designing, implementing, creating, all the things that a good Gemini does. All right. It has included a power on mechanism, a boot sequence, so it has sort of a retro style BIOS. I love it already. 5 different scenarios. Oh, it's going to go ahead and give us all 5: phishing, physical security, baiting, tailgating, and network security. I know what 4 of the 5 of those are. All right, we're going to use dynamic SVG icons to represent the images. Okay, let's give it a shot and see what preview shows up for us. All right, we got the ProVision 5000, and we've got a power button. I'm going to go ahead and see what happens when we select it. All right, there's our BIOS load in. IT Safety Challenge, starting the simulation. Okay, if we look close, we've got the little screen. Okay, some of the stylistic things that it's done, we've got the glow here, and we've got the line pattern in the actual screen itself. I love all of that. Let's see what it looks like when we start the simulation. Okay, the urgent request, right? So we've got this visual evidence. We're going to receive an email from the CEO with the subject line urgent. All right, nice. So we're phishing. There we go. Threat neutralized. Next scenario. While walking past a colleague's desk, okay, so some of these things are looking pretty good. I like the direction it went right away. I like some of the things it has going on. I think we need to update the images here just a little bit, and let's adjust some of the different things that are happening. All right, so it shows here. Here's our monitor, the ProVision 5000, power on, the scenarios, all 5 scenarios. All right, I love what's going down, and we can see what's here. So what are a few things that we could do to update this particular thing in there? All right, so we've got all of the information that we need. All right, so what we're going to do here is I want to make this a little more retro when it comes to the screen monitor there so I can get my stylistic pieces in there. So can we have the computer screen flicker like an old school Apple IIe at the start? Now, if anyone asks me what an old school Apple IIe is, I might just fall completely out of my chair. I promise there'll be no 80s references as long as you don't make me feel as old as I actually am. Let's see what that looks like here. and see if Gemini knows what the Apple IIe flicker is inside of there. All right, we got the retro CRT turn on effect that's going to pop in just a second here. All right, let's see what it looks like now. We'll power it on. There it is. All right. And then we're also going to need the BIOS needs to load in and go up the screen like a real BIOS does. Add in another flicker once it gets to the top. All right. Okay, so now let's go ahead and have that BIOS load in the way it is inside of there, and then we want to come back and we want to go ahead and look at that intro screen there as well. All right, so it looks like it's going to update the sequence to be more authentic. Now, I do just want to tell you guys that I am, because it's the because I have the power of edit, I am not making you all wait as long as it's actually taking for some of these things to hit. Depends on the time of day. I noticed that it takes a little bit longer, but if you're watching this video going, how does it hit so well? It's because of the magic of editing. So, and just in case anybody was wondering. All right, so my information is loading in the way it should, and then it's flickering off into there. Now, here's something that popped up for me here. I've reached the limit for thinking models. Now, it's because I used the wrong account when we first got started here. So I'm going to go ahead and redo. I'm actually going to keep what we have here. I'm going to copy this code, copy the code, and where is the copy code button here in Gemini? We've got changes saved, previous version, share. There we go. Copy contents. Got it. So I'll be right back, and we're going to hop over to our next. I'm going to hop over to my other account that has more stuff going on here. Now, this is actually a really good example here because I do this quite a bit. Sometimes when I'm using tools that maybe I run out of credits on and I want to pop it over to something else, or if I find that the tool I started it on is getting it sort of in the direction I want, but it doesn't actually get me where I need to be, I can grab the code and drop it in to somewhere else. So I'm going to say, hey, here's the code that we're working from. Now, I could do this a couple ways. I could save it as an HTML file or save it as a Word doc or something like that, right? I'm just going to paste the code straight in because that's feeling kind of reckless tonight. So we're going to do canvas, and here's the code. Drop all the code in there, and then I'm going to submit, and it's going to give me a little bit of info here, and hopefully the preview shows up just like it did before. Okay, so it starts off by telling me it's refined the application just a little bit. Oh, we see a few differences here. There's a few things different. There it goes. And everything's kind of loading in right now. Oh, we've got a little loading bar this time around. I love that. Ooh, IT safety challenge. So we've got it in there, entering the simulation. Perfect. Okay, so I want to make it a little bit more interactive so that when we're not doing well on the questions, it gives us sort of a threat kind of a piece there. If I miss 2 out of 5, I'm not going to pass this knowledge check. So I need something visual to pop up to keep it interesting, keep it unique in there. Okay, so here's what I want to do. If they're going to miss more than 2 of the 5 questions, then we need a threat level indicator, right? Because if we do things wrong when it comes to cybersecurity, everything crashes. So let's go ahead here and let's say, hey, if you miss 2 of the 5 questions, that threat level indicator is going to fill up. It's going to crash, leaving the computer with only a try again prompt. So let's see what it does there for us on this one. And in there. Okay, so each incorrect answer now fills the threat meter. If the user reaches 2 strikes, the system experiences a critical failure, triggering a kernel panic and crashing the computer. I love everything that it's doing here. All right, so let's turn this on. Here's our BIOS loading up. Here is the secure environment. Looks like it changed some words there. All right, so IT safety challenge. Identify security threats. Warning, 2 failures will trigger a total... Identify security threats. Warning, 2 failures will trigger a total system lockdown. All right, so this first one here... security alert. This is a classic phishing attack. Yikes, it did not go well for me there. All right, here it is. Uh-oh, system unstable. Okay, this is even better than I could have possibly I could have possibly put together. Let's reboot the system inside of there. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, perfect. 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 Okay. So now we're at a good place here. I think this is a great place to kind of take it in your own direction, right? So this sort of like laid the groundwork and put stuff in here for us to kind of mess around with and to play around with. And now I can go in and we can really start refining it. So if you followed along and you kind of start doing your own thing with your IT safety challenge or whatever your knowledge check is, definitely post that, share it with us in the comments. We'd love to see what you're doing. If you have any thoughts, ideas, of how we could make this a little bit better, how we could create something a little bit different. I'd love to see where you go with it and the AI tool that you use. And if you have any questions on anything, definitely let us know as well. Keep watching. Go ahead and hit the like and subscribe for this channel because Jeff and I will be continuing to post videos on some of the different projects that we work on and some of the different things that we're just kind of doing sort of on the side. Make sure you visit Vibe Dojo .ninja because not only are we going to have these videos, but we're also going to be putting together some vibe coding classes and curriculum. So definitely stick around, and I think that's everything. Okay, I think that's all this stuff. I'm going to get this down at some point, I promise. Thanks for checking this out, and we'll see you next time when we can vibe again.